ask you, Michael, if I at some stage decide, oh, I don't want to be part of this anymore, can I leave the trust?
Yeah, it's a good point, actually, Margaret. Yeah, I mean, the trust can be dissolved at any time, provided that the beneficiaries of the trust all agree, for example, that they no longer want the trust structure to remain in place. Then the trust can be dissolved. But what that would mean is that the assets that were held in the trust are now going to be distributed absolutely to the beneficiaries, so it will form part of their own estates. They will own the assets, and from that point of view, then it makes them attackable to all the things we talked about before. So if their marriage ended in divorce, if they got into financial difficulties, or if they ended up in care later on in their own lives, the assets would sit in their estate, therefore would be attackable. So the trust can be dissolved, but the question would be, well, why would you?
Yeah.
Effectively, but clearly we're there to advise as well as professional trustees. We would be sitting on the shoulders of the people who ended up as being trustees of your trust if you'd passed away, and we would point out these things to them, what their options are, and if they decided at the end of that they wanted to do it anyway, well then that's fine. I mean, it's not something, as I said, set in stone. It can be dissolved, but the trust is there as the protective wrapper. So if somebody said, well, I don't want this anymore, we would always ask the question, well, and we'd make sure people would understand what they were doing by dissolving the trust, and the situation that could potentially leave the assets in. But it is doable. There's no problem with it at all.